I M28 disagree with F26 on monogamy. Posted on r/relationship advice. I 28M have been dating a girl 26F for a few months and we have a lot in common. We were discussing a movie which led on to me asking a question about her stance on monogamy. I said I would never be comfortable bringing another person into the bedroom despite gender, and I was shocked that she disagreed completely. She seemed completely puzzled that I wouldn't want to sleep with another woman at the same time as my partner and said it's definitely an unpopular opinion from a male. She was intrigued and asked me to explain why, and I couldn't really explain other than saying for me personally I wouldn't be able to have that same bond with somebody I loved if I was involving somebody else. She said it's just sex and it doesn't mean anything, and also that she wouldn't really push for it, but if her partner wanted to bring in a male or female she'd be down and think nothing of it. I understand there is no right and wrong answer and it's just a matter of opinion, but it's now making me question compatibility and I wondered how best to navigate this. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I think if you want monogamy from your partner, and it sounds like you do, it is best to state that plainly and ask her if that's something she wants. If she isn't interested in a monogamous relationship, that's not a disparity you work through. You would be fundamentally incompatible. It's better to find this out now and cut your losses before you invest a lot of time and effort. OP in response. She pretty much said it's not something she wants, it was more of a case of, sure, if I made my partner happy, why not? But that train of thought is what bothered me. There would be absolutely no way I would ever be happy with this no matter how much my partner wanted it. Commenter 2. The only compatibility question here is if she can commit to the monogamy that you seem to require. Just because she's open to non-monogamy doesn't mean that she requires non-monogamy, and it certainly doesn't mean that she's going to cheat on you. So focus on that when you talk about this. Commenter 3. It doesn't sound like there's anything to navigate. The idea of a female-female-male threesome came up, you said no, that means you don't do it. Commenter 4. The way to understand compatibility is to quite literally have a discussion about it. She might say she's fine with it in theory, but it might just be talk. Or maybe it's not. Either way, you're a few months beyond having this conversation, and I'm assuming you haven't established exclusivity to this point, yes? Meaning, you need to discuss what you want and what your expectations are up front. If that's ultimately a relationship, and specifically a monogamous one, that should be immediately laid out. Obviously that didn't happen, so the next best time is now. So directly tell her what your expectations, boundaries, and deal breakers are. If she agrees, great. If not, well then as you're questioning, you're incompatible. When you say there's no right or wrong answer, that's true in the sense that it's not right or wrong to be monogamous or poly, or whatever else. Everyone's entitled to whatever they want. There is, however, right or wrong as it relates to whether you're right or wrong for each other. So have a direct conversation and learn the reality of the situation. She might be okay with polyamory, but also be happy being in a monogamous relationship. You'll have to learn if that's the case. Good luck. OP in response. Thanks for the long response. No, we aren't exclusive, and I think it's important to mention that she did say it's not something she'd push for personally but would be happy to engage in if her partner requested it. I think whilst it probably was just talk, it made me question whether we are on the same wavelength on how we value a so. Also the comment of, it's just sex, it doesn't mean anything, added to that thought. I can't fathom how anybody would want another person to be involved sexually with the person that they were in love with. No judgment to anyone that does.
White Abyss here. Sounds like they need to definitely have a sit-down conversation on what they actually expect from a relationship. Because he knows now that his partner is okay with having other people in the bedroom, but is that what they're expecting to have in the relationship, or just that they're okay with it? Until that conversation is had, can't really make a determination if they're a good fit long-term or not.